What did you observe when you went down into the basement?
We saw two children on the ground and the father sitting on the couch.
Some things about this case and Patrick Clancy that don't seem right to me, besides the fact that he was sitting on the couch next to his deceased children instead of attempting to render aid. There was another EMT who said that he came up on the scene where Patrick was standing over Lindsay, again, not attempting to render aid. He said when he came home, he parked next to Lindsay's car. He went inside the house, took his boots off that were not boots, called down to the basement, didn't get a response, went upstairs, found out that his bedroom was locked, knew that something was wrong because it was locked. He got in the door, saw blood, got about 2 steps in the door, realized that wind was blowing in, so he knew that the window was open. He went downstairs outside to find Lindsay on the ground, suffering from a plethora of injuries. He says that he asks Lindsay what happened. She verbalized that she attempted to unalive herself. He asked her where the children were, and she verbalized that they were in the basement. Patrick also says that she was in and out of consciousness at that time that he was asking her these questions. The same EMT that came up on him standing over her instead of attempting to render aid to her states that she was not able to communicate, says that she was groaning from pain because, just a gentle reminder, her thyroid was crushed. If you don't know what your thyroid is, it's this area right here. So your throat and the voice box area, you know what I'm saying? The same EMT who said all of that and found Patrick standing over his wife said that there was a window to the basement that he could see into. It was dark outside, but the light was on in the basement. Now, he said while he was rendering aid to Lindsay, I believe this is correct me if I'm wrong, that he heard a scream, looked inside that window, and saw Patrick unwrapping the cord that was around one of the children's necks. That is important because he said from where he was, he could see into the basement. Why couldn't Patrick see into the basement when he was standing there? Why was Patrick sitting on the couch next to his deceased children instead of attempting to render aid? Why did Patrick say that he parked next to Lindsay's car? Then, when he realized how quiet the house was, attempted to call Lindsay's phone but didn't get a response, he looked outside to see if Lindsay's car was still there, but he couldn't tell because her car was dark. But he said before that he parked right next to her. Why did none of this pop up as a red flag into any of the investigators, troopers, police officers, EMT, whatever the case? Why was this not a red flag to any of them? The fact that he was standing over his wife, not attempting to render aid, saying that she said something, but then realizing as the first responder that she was not able to respond literally at all except for groaning in pain and she was in and out of consciousness. But he said that she was saying these things and then he was sitting next to his children. Yeah, like y'all aren't thinking that this is weird and saying, hey, maybe, just maybe we should also investigate him. He wasn't investigated. I read somewhere that they cleared him within 24 hours. In my opinion, they seen all of the mental health struggles that she was having over the last several months and they just thought that it was a slam dunk. It was easy. That's just the go-to. She slipped through the cracks of all these mental health professionals. So why not slip through the cracks of the justice system as well? But it doesn't make sense. Everything that I've heard come from this man's mouth doesn't make sense. He has a very flat affect about him, and that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Lindsay has broke down multiple times, and it is so apparent that the hurt is real, and he is just so apathetic. I read another comment saying that her responses and her reactions to all of this, it's giving she's finding out that she's innocent the way that we're all finding out that she's innocent. Can we say with 100% certainty that she is not innocent? No, we cannot. But if this were to be closed and the jury had to make a decision tomorrow, you could not say that she is guilty beyond reasonable doubt. There is so much fucking doubt. There are so many holes in the story. Tell me what you think and if I missed anything.